So you want to know what you're supposed to do if you find yourself running into an enemy of yours that you had when you was in prison on the streets? I'm going to be real with you. If I cut you, I'm going to expect you to do something. That's what's on my mind. But if you cut me, you best believe I'm finna handle up when I see your ass. Haha, I'm the best. Finna be this way till I EOS. Take it how you want, nigga. Yeah, I'm a pro. Fuck around, I'll bust your lot while you're at Vizzo. I hate to be this way, but I live for the moment. Waking up every day, show me an opponent. Shanks on deck, hitting bitch with a lock. So much pool, I can even start you from the box. You don't wanna pay rent, got me bent. Got lax on deck, your money was well spent. Vultures on the prowl, so don't try testing. Step 2 comes violent, first steps finessing. You a hold down man, suitcase this. My cell phone and my charger don't walk with a limp. Get it knocked off or missing, you gon' get it. Next time I see you ass, you gon' leave airlifted. What's up, everybody? You already know, man. Kfrogtv back in the building. Y'all go ahead and do me that solid favor. Make sure you hit that like and subscribe button. And also make sure you hit the notification bell so you can see it first. Welcome back to the channel. For this video here, I'm going to be talking about what I think you should do if you find yourself running into an enemy of yours from prison on the streets. And the reason I'm doing this video is because a little while ago, I made a video on running into an enemy of yours from the streets in prison. All right? And everyone that's been, in that type of situation or seen that type of scenario break down and take place, they know that your biggest enemy on the streets can actually be one of your closest friends when you're incarcerated. All right? Now, I'm not talking about county jail-wise because, y'all are still in y'all's area and y'all's region, so that beef shit's still going. But when you get sent way upstate and you is not around where you're from, that enemy of yours from the street might be the only person you know at that institution. You feel me? So a lot of people tend to, put that beef shit behind them and end up being cool with that person up the road because they have in common that they both from the same area. You know what I'm saying? But now as far as on the streets, running into someone you had beef with when you was in prison, I see a lot of people was asking me that under that video. Well, what would happen if you ran into someone you had beef with in prison on the streets? How should you handle that situation? It's easy. If I cut you when we was incarcerated, or I busted you with a lock, fired you up, patched your shit, left you all banged up and icky looking, when you see me, I'm expecting you to jump. I'm expecting you to do something, retaliate. You know what I'm saying? And I'm only saying that because in my mind, if the shoe was on the other foot, retaliation is a must. You know what I'm saying? Ain't no way that someone could cut me or fire me up with a lock, and then I see him on the streets and everything be peaches and cream. Everything's all gravy. Nah, it don't work like that. But if I seen you and you did that shit to me, you best believe that pressure's still on. Because even though y'all was incarcerated, y'all got in the shit, whatever it was over or whatever the cause was at that time, and now y'all are in a better place, y'all are on the streets, there's certain things that you can't let go and you shouldn't let go. Now, don't get me wrong, if y'all just had a little tension and animosity towards each other, you feel me? Both y'all walked around with your chest out and shit. Y'all had a little bit of, beef and maybe fought a couple times and shit. Then, that's different. Because normally, if all y'all did was fight in prison, then the line was drawn and the respect was given to each of y'all. And the beef shit basically deaded before you even came home from prison. If it was just a fight. Because 9 times out of 10, when someone grids and they get that shit off their chest with each other when you're locked up, if y'all ain't constantly bumping after that, or y'all ain't trying to wet each other up and fire each other up with locks or no shit like that, then after a while, it's gonna... That's exactly... Y'all might not be cool and hang out or nothing like that, but it's a respect thing. It's squashed. It's deaded. You know what I'm saying? But as far as someone wetting you, hitting you with a lock, I don't think that was ever deaded. You feel me? Because if you got wet up, either your ass got put in the ICU or in the infirmary, you know what I'm saying, or got airlifted, or got put in confinement after that and then they transferred you, or either he got caught for wetting you, or he got put under investigation, or he got put on CM or got transferred for doing it. You see? So there is no squashing the beef. That's kind of like when you say too much. You could be friends with someone and then y'all get in a little argument, a little fallout, a little dispute, and then they say some shit that like is so deep just to try you, just to throw it at you. It's kind of hard to you know, amends and be cool with that person again, because how they truly feel came out about you. You know what I'm saying? It ain't like, you know, when you get in a little argument with one of your homeboys and you're like, you soft, bro. Nah, you soft. Oh, show me I'm soft. Oh, you know you soft. I'm not talking about no little petty shit like that. I'm talking about when people go to talking real disrespectful, saying things that they know, you know, like get your attention, that they know really, really, you know, pisses you off, to really try you, to insult you. It's kind of hard to be cool with that person again afterwards. You know what I'm saying? But if someone wet you or someone bullied you, even if they just bullied you in prison, they ain't even have to beat you up. If they just bullied you and extorted you and took your money, made you break it off, made you pay rent, you know, tried you just to try you, like they was up here and you was down here, like they was way better than you, bigger and badder than you, because they had homeboys and friends and shit and you didn't, so they took advantage of the situation at the time. When you see that person on the streets, it's all on you if you turn your head. It's all on you as far as what type of person you truly are. You know what I'm saying? If you truly feel like letting it go, then let it go. You feel me? That's you. That's what you would do. You feel me? I'm not speaking from my opinion. Okay? My opinion is, oh, what's up, bro? Remember all that shit from the chain gang? You know, press that issue. For real. That's just how I look at it, you know, because if it was the other way around, if you was like that towards that individual in the chain gang, or you're the one that, you know, wet that person up or beat that person up or whatever the case may be, what makes you think that they would just forgive you? You know? Kind of like how it was back in the days when I was in the streets. Feel me? There used to be all types of shootouts. You feel me? People would come over to my hood, bang, 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 bang. You know, people, you know, we go over that way, bang, 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 bang. And they go back and forth, back and forth, back and forth, right? Now, when you think about it, if you go to run down on someone and they with their kids, right? Would you spare them? Are you supposed to spare them? Is it in your best interest to spare them? You feel me? And if you do decide to spare them because they're with their kids at the moment, when you catch their ass slipping and you caught them lacking, how do you know that they would spare you in return when you're with yours? You see? You don't. You feel me? So it's kind of hard to spare someone when you run down on them and they're around their kids, because it's like, I don't think they would spare me if they ran down on me and I was with mine. Like, nah, bro. Another time, another place, man. I'm with my jit. You feel me? Like, I had gotten an altercation one time in my neighborhood when I was younger. You feel me? I was walking home with my baby mama and my son, and one of my homeboys was walking, like, towards uptown. I was walking to the back of the neighborhood, and I run into him and I'm chopping it up with him and shit, and then he just starts walking with us and we talking, and as we walking back by, I didn't know that where he just came from, a couple streets up, he got into it with a clique of people that wasn't from our neighborhood, that was like in our neighborhood at the time. So as I'm walking and chopping it up with him and shit like that, you know, the person that he caught, I guess, a conflict with on his way to where I was coming from, you know, he didn't tell me nothing about them. So as we walking back, dude come up, you know, they come up trying to be on that rah-rah shit. You feel me? So I pull my pants up, you know, getting ready to bump. You feel me? I'm not finna let nobody jump my dog, you know what I'm saying? My baby mama's like, no, here, baby, take the baby, take the baby. And she literally hands me my son, you feel me? Like, this was when he was a toddler, KFROG Jr., not even a toddler, he was an infant. She handed him to me, And I remember I say, and I knew who bruh was, but he wasn't from my neighborhood. See what I'm saying? And I told him straight up, hey, bro, you feel me? I'm with my jit right now, bro. Another time, another place. You feel me? I try to do it. I try to, you know, put my pride to the side and feel like I was doing the right thing. You feel me? Another time, you feel me? Right now at the time, and I'm with my jit, and he's smoking a cigarette, and he's like, and right, he's blowing that shit, and he's like, and he flicks it and shoves me. Why I got my son? He's like, I don't give a fuck about that. And he shoved me. When he shoved me, I stumbled back, and there was a street light pole, like the big wooden poles, and I stumbled back, and my kid's head was right here, and I fell, but I cuffed my kid, and I made sure I fell and hit the damn pole. Got up, dude took off running. You feel me? They ran into this little house that was a trap at the time, and, you know, all hell broke loose after that. You feel me? But I did try to do the right thing. You feel me? And it just shows some people ain't going to, you know? So once that situation happened to me, I pray for you, bro. Because I'm not thinking in my mind that you would spare mine. So why should I spare yours? You know what I'm saying? Or why should I spare you when you're with yours? You get what I'm saying? So as far as running into someone on the streets that did some shit to me in prison, man, it's whatever, boy. When I see you, boy, it's on. But I'm speaking from a point of view of someone that never had no one really do shit to them. You get what I'm saying? This video's for the viewers, you know. I'm more of on the other end, you know. A couple people that I cut and buck 50 while I was up the road are from Broward County, where I'm from. You get what I'm saying? So when they see me, you know, it's all on what they would do. And I'm going to be on point if I see them, because I'm expecting them to do something. Because I know if it was the other way around, like I said, and the shoe was on the other foot, I already know what I would do. You see what I'm saying? And if you do turn your cheek, if they turn their cheek and boom, 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 y'all part ways, then it is what it is. All on if you were the one that tried the person or if you're the one that got tried. You see? But don't ever think what happens in prison stays in prison. It ain't like that. Straight up. There's people on the streets that literally get bodied and literally flatlined over things that they did in prison. Just like there's people in prison that shit catches up with them and they get bodied and flatlined in there over shit they did on the streets. Not all beef from the streets is going to be squashed when you run into each other when you're incarcerated. You feel me? You can land at a camp and this person here can already be there and know all these people. He could send a gang at you. He could see you and you not see him. Because you're new, you're just observing, trying to, you know, you're trying to find your way around the compound. And all reality, you got this dude that already seen you arrived. He already seen your arrival. He could be inside the damn classification or inside the school building and just be looking at all the new people that are getting, you know, walked across the compound to their dorm, bam, and see you. And you don't even know it. You're going back to your new quad, your new house, your new housing unit to make your bunk and shit to get ready to adapt to prison. And this person that locked eyes on you, someone you have beef with on the streets, is already putting word in on whatever dorm you went to. He's already putting that bread out there, whether it's a PayPal or whether it's canteen, whether it's cash money, whether it's cigarettes, whether it's Tunchi. You know what I'm saying? No matter what it is, he's already getting that shit in the works and you won't even see where it came from. But best believe, if someone sent a hit at you like that and it just came out of nowhere, don't be one of them dummies. I mean, I don't think you'd be one of them people that think, oh, prison's just this ratchet. No, you'd actually observe and know it came from somewhere. And then that same person who sent it, he might not brag in there or let you know in there that he did it, but word's going to travel to the streets. He's going to tell people on the streets how he caught you. He finally got you. Was able to do what he wanted to do. He put a hit on you. And then word's going to travel and you're going to find out and hear about it. So then by the time you get back out on the streets and y'all see each other, that person's up one. He's got one up on you. He had you wet up in the chain gang and almost flatlined. You see? You can't just turn your cheek on them type of situations. The way I look at it is when you find yourself in these beefs, whether you was beefing on the streets first and ran into them in prison or seen them in prison, or if you was in prison and caught beef with them and ran into them and seen them on the streets. Man, it's all about checkmate. For real. It's all about checkmate. You do what you have to do to make it to where you know this is what happens when you play or beef with me. Straight up. Because you know he's got friends, he's got homeboys, he's got family, he's got girlfriends, baby mamas, whatever it may be. Send a message to all of them. They'll all know. This is what happens when you beef with Frog. You feel me? When you catch beef with Frog from the streets and he catches you locked up, this is what happens. When you catch beef with Frog locked up and he runs into your ass on the streets, this is what happens. You see, you got to make it to where there's a checkmate. If not, y'all are just going back and forth, pawn after pawn after pawn after pawn. You feel me? Until later on, one of y'all get the shit end of the stick by getting locked up way longer than the other does. That's the only way someone's going to win. You're going to get locked up for 25 to life, or they're going to get locked up 25 to life. If y'all keep going back and forth, because it's going to lead from arguments the first time, to fights the second time, to possibly, you know, weapons the third time, to possibly knives and guns the next time, you know what I'm saying, to hospitalization, to car wrecks the next time, to, you know, fucking flatline and breathing machines and murder charges the time after that. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, The more and more you go back and forth, the more and more that you know, keep going back and forth trying to harm each other, the more and more actual ways that you're putting yourself to get in trouble for it. For real. So why not just checkmate? I ain't gonna sit here and catch you up the road and we got beef on the streets and let that shit slide like that. Unless you come to me and I had the upper hand on the streets. If I had the upper hand on the streets and I see you in the chain gang and I know for a fact, boy, this ain't what you want. I got too many hitters with me. You know what I'm saying? I got too many people, bro, that literally are on go. All I got to do is say the word. I might spare you, depending on what it is. But if it's someone that, like, on the streets tried me or did some shit to where I can't wait to catch you, there is no sparing you. Same thing with on the streets. If you ever did anything real grimy, slimy, cruel, mean, or, you know, physically to harm me, I see your ass on the streets. War zone. War zone. I'm letting you know. And you better, you know, make a move because I'm going to expect you to, you know. And a lot of times, people that may think the person's going to do something and they're not, they jump the gun by doing something first. That's how I am. If I ran into someone right now on the streets that I buck 50'd up the road, I'm going to think they're going to do something. So you think I ain't going to be on beat? You think I ain't going to be ready to jump? I'm not going to sit back and just be like, well, if he don't do nothing, I ain't going to do nothing. Nah, I hurt your ass before and I'll hurt your ass again if I have to. You feel me? So in the end of the day, you got to worry about yourself just like that person's got to worry about theyself, you know? But who knows? Maybe you, like, knocked the fight out of them, you know? Maybe you, like, once you gave them that, you know, that glue and them stitches and all that shit, maybe they just, like, don't want to live like that no more. You feel me? But if I had to look in the mirror and see some shit across my face every day that I know some clown did to me while we was locked up, who got the best of me, whether he snuck up on me and just ripped my shit open, or whether, you know, we got an altercation, he pulled out before I did and he cut me, you know, whatever it is. But if I had to look at this shit every day, I feel sorry for you if I ran into you on the streets. For real. I'm going to try to scalp you. Try to cut you from your forehead back. I'm going to try to rip your whole shit off. You know what I'm saying? Just because you cut me, I got to go harder than that. I got a scar that I'm going to look at for the rest of my life on my face because of you. I got to go harder than that. You see what I'm saying? And a lot of other people might just let it go. Now, I've seen a lot of people on the streets with them ugly ass buck 50 scars, you know, which 9 times out of 10 that shit came from prison. And some people may have, you know, got their revenge on the person who did it. But I guarantee you this, there is a lot more who didn't. Because when you're in prison, you're locked up with people from all around that state, all around the world. You know, it isn't like your county jail. You locked up in Broward County jail, you're from Broward County, you cut someone and all this shit like that, boom, it's easier to find that person, you know, unless they was down here, you know, doing some shit and committed a crime and got locked up and held with no bond because they're a flight risk because they're not from around here. But other than that, you're going to be around people that are from where you're from. So it's easier. But when you find yourself in prison, you'll be locked up with people from the bottom of the map, the top of the map, different states, and all that. And then you think about it, when you get out of prison and you got this big old scar across your face, you know, especially if you don't know the dude's real name who cut you. You know, it ain't like you could keep looking him up, keeping tabs on him, see when he's getting out. You know, surprise his ass at that gate. Wait till he leaves and, you know, as soon as he stops to the gas station. Because, you know, as soon as someone gets out of prison, first thing they want to do is go to the gas station for some reason. Maybe they want to get a beer, something to drink, a Black & Mild, a pack of cigarettes, whatever they want to get. You know, so you go to be looking them up and shit, and you see, okay, that boy get out 2 years from now on the 12th of December. All right, bam. You know, ain't that many people actually taking that trip to duck off to wait to see him walk out that gate with his peoples and stop at the gas station and catch him slipping down the street from prison. You know what I'm saying? But it can happen. You see what I'm saying? But a lot of people ain't really doing it because they're not close by and they don't really know the name of the inmate who cut them. They know the nickname, but they don't know the real name. You feel me? Now, it's easier when you're from where they're from. You feel me? So when you do run into somebody on the streets that cut you before in prison, you know what you're supposed to do, man. It's common sense. it's going to be kind of hard to turn that head and turn that cheek when that's the same cheek you see in the mirror ripped open. Right or wrong? I'm just being real. But I want y'all to put in the comment sections what you would do from both perspectives. What would you do if you was the one that cut someone and you ran into that individual that you ripped open at the gas station? I know you're not going to just act like, oh, he knows better now. He knows what time it is. You ain't going to trust to turn your head on him, right? No, you're going to be aware, ain't it? Or what about if you got cut? If your face was the one damaged for life and you see that same person that had no sympathy for you, that didn't care about your health, your well-being, none of that, that ripped your face wide open in the chain gang, and you see him at a gas station, what would you do? Be real now. If you got out and you're on to better things and you ain't trying to, go back to prison or you're over it, you're just happy you got out or you don't want to hold it against them, then keep it real in the comment section. You know what I'm saying? Me, I don't think I could do that. I'd risk it all, bro. If I had a scar across my face right now from someone cut me in prison and I ran into them in the streets, I feel sorry for them. Straight up. All I'm going to see is red. Even though it ain't going to get rid of the scar that I got. That big scar's still going to be there. But at the end of the day, I'm going to know he won the battle. I won the war. You understand? And that's the way I look at it, y'all. Straight up. So this is my input on if you come across someone that was your enemy in prison on the streets. But I'm going to wrap it on up. I appreciate y'all watching the video like I always said. Y'all make sure y'all hit that like button on the way out. If you ain't hit it when you first stopped in here, I know a lot of people forget. They just click on the video. But you won't believe that them likes go a long way. But anyways, y'all already know how it is. Y'all make sure y'all keep them squares, rats, clowns, chomos, pedos, gunners, wannabe island boys, clowns, people with fake perms that ain't gonna be nowhere in life 10 years from now. Out your circle. Until next time, this the one and only. I am my team, Frog.